Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel. I hope your day is going very well so far. NFL Week 3 is here, and with another week of NFL football comes another edition of Sunday Night Football. We've got a pretty solid matchup here in this week's game. We have the Kansas City Chiefs going up against the Atlanta Falcons in Atlanta, Georgia, and I have some picks to go ahead and share with you guys. But first, as always, people, please make sure to hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, and drop a comment down below. It helps the channel grow, and it really does mean a ton to us. We are on the road to 100,000 subscribers here on the channel, and our goal is to get there by the end of the year. We are over 88,000 subscribers right now. A lot of people are saying we can't get there. I still think we can, but we need your help if we're going to reach our 100,000 subscriber goal by the end of the year. So if you haven't already, please consider hitting that subscribe button down below. We have a ton of great content here on the channel. We have tons of NFL picks. We have my NFL picks videos, Ev's NFL pick videos, Trey's NFL picks videos. We have so much stuff coming out that you guys don't want to miss. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. Another Sunday Night Football, another opportunity to go ahead and make some money. I have picks for the spread, picks for the total, some player props, and an anytime touchdown prop that will have a giveaway included in there. So we got a lot of stuff to get to, guys. No time to waste. Let's jump into today's picks. All right, guys, so Chiefs, Falcons, 8:20 p.m. kickoff here. With our first pick, we're targeting the spread. We're looking at the Atlanta Falcons here, plus 3.5 points. Now, the actual spread is at 3 points. We're going to buy a half a point here on the Atlanta side of things, just for a little extra, let's say, protection. I don't mind the Falcons at plus 3 either, but you sacrifice a little bit of the odds, maybe a couple bucks here and there on the odds there, but you get that plus 3.5 line. Really what I'm worried about here is if this game is a field goal game, which I do think it will be. It's going to be a pretty tight matchup here with the Falcons and the Chiefs. 3.5 secures us with a win, even if the Falcons lose by a field goal. Versus if we take them with the plus 3 line, there's a little bit of a push opportunity there. And the odds aren't bad at all. Even at plus 3.5, it's minus 118 on FanDuel, minus 125 on DraftKings. So still really good value at that plus 3.5 line. And look, guys, I know the Falcons haven't had the strongest start to the year. They are 1-1 coming off a thrilling Monday Night Football victory against the Eagles last week. They haven't looked absolutely fantastic. Some growing pains there with the new offense. Obviously, we knew it was going to be kind of difficult with Kirk Cousins, right? I mean, he was coming off of the torn Achilles, and it's his first time in this new offense, new system, new coach, new players, new everything. We knew it was probably going to be some growing pains. What was encouraging for me to see was that from week 1 to week 2, I saw an improvement in the Falcons offense. They were better. It looked like Kirk was a little bit more comfortable in that offense. Now, that also has to do with maybe the fact that he's playing the Eagles defense versus the Steelers defense. But nonetheless, Kirk Cousins did look better. I think he will continue to look better as he gets back into form. Remember, he's coming off of a major injury. Not a lot of quarterbacks, especially at his age, have come off of torn Achilles and have lived to tell about it. That seems pretty brutal. But the truth is, in the history of this game, there's only a few quarterbacks who have come back from that injury and have been super successful after. I think Kirk will be just fine, but we got to give him some time here. I do like the matchup here, though, versus Kansas City. Although, yes, the Falcons are still figuring some things out, the Kansas City Chiefs are also figuring out a ton for different reasons, though. Atlanta's trying to fix some things and figure some things out because it's a new team, a new look, a lot of new pieces, a new head coach and everything. The Chiefs are trying to figure some things out because of injuries, a lot of injuries specifically on the offensive side of the football. Most importantly, they just lost running back Isaiah Pacheco, which really you couldn't afford because his running back room was pretty weak behind Pacheco, especially with Clyde Edwards-Helaire also out. The Chiefs had to resort to bring Kareem Hunt back to the team because they were kind of desperate at running back. The first couple games, you saw the Chiefs kind of lean into that running game a little bit more, as there's also a lot of uncertainty with the passing game. Obviously, we know Hollywood Brown's out for most of the year. You've got a rookie wide receiver in Xavier Worthy. It's kind of one of your top weapons. Travis Kelce looks like he's regressed a little bit. Really, you have a Rashee Rice and a lot more question marks at the wide receiver position. Xavier Worthy did have a really solid week 1, but he's a rookie player, and it's a lot to rely on a rookie to be the head of this offense. I know it's Kansas City. I know it's Patrick Mahomes, and you never want to bet against them. It's kind of like how Tom Brady and the Patriots were. You never want to bend against these guys, but I like the spot here with Atlanta. I think a lot of people are not really buying into this Falcons team. I think there's some uneasiness surrounding the Falcons, but I think in terms of matchup, this is the best time you could possibly play Kansas City. You got a Chiefs team dealing with a lot of injuries early on, trying to figure things out. I don't think they're going to be able to lean on the running game like they've been able to. You have the rookie steal, and you got Kareem Hunt. You really just don't have a lot to go off of. You have Samaje Perine. It's a really weird room of running backs when Pacheco's out. I think Kansas City is going to be forced to throw it a lot more in this game, and this is a really solid Falcons defense. More than anything, I think Atlanta's defense is the reason why I like the Falcons to cover the points in this game. Jumping into the Outlier screen, guys. Shout out to Outlier, best sports betting tool on the market. This Atlanta defense is really solid. Top 10 in the NFL. 7th in passing yards allowed, just 156 passing yards per game allowed. Now, to be fair, one of those two games was against Justin Fields and a pretty bad Steelers offense. But there's no denying the Falcons' pass defense is really solid, and you have a Chiefs offense that's not going to be able to lean into the running game. Mahomes is going to have to go ahead and force the ball, and he doesn't have the most solid receiver room in the NFL. Again, there's a lot of question marks at wide receiver, although I like Rashee Rice, and I do like Xavier Worthy. A lot of question marks with this Chiefs offense going up against an Atlanta defense that's pretty solid. Realistically, all we need is Kirk Cousins to be okay. If he's okay, if he can just game manage this game, I think the Falcons should be able to keep it nice and tight and close. And honestly, Kansas City's defense has not looked that great. Now, to be fair, they played Lamar Jackson and Joe Burrow their first two games, but 31st in the NFL, second worst passing defense in terms of yards allowed in the NFL through the first 2 weeks. And their run defense also bottom half. All across the board, Kansas City's defense, now again, they're playing two high-level offenses in Cincinnati and Baltimore. But regardless of that, they've kind of struggled defensively. This is kind of what happens with the Chiefs. Sometimes it takes them a little bit to get going here. So if you're going to go ahead and bet against the Chiefs, now is kind of the time to do it. So I do like Atlanta here with the points at plus 3.5. This game's going to be really tight. I can see this coming down to a field goal. And if it's coming down to a field goal, I like Atlanta here at plus 3.5. And following that up, guys, our second pick in this slate, I'm going with the under at 46.5 in this game, available from minus 110 on FanDuel, available pretty much on every sports book there. Again, kind of bouncing off what I was just talking about in the previous pick, I just don't think either of these offenses are in really good situations. Now, the Chiefs' defense kind of looks like a solid opportunity for Atlanta's offense, but again, Atlanta trying to figure some things out offensively, a lot of learning, a lot of chemistry needs to be built. I think it's going to take some time for this Atlanta offense to really gel. Kirk Cousins is still trying to shake off some rust post-injury. Again, we talked about it over and over already today in this video, but I think Atlanta's offense is going to need some more time to get going here, so I don't really trust them to have a really big performance, because although the numbers show that the Chiefs defense have struggled a little bit here, we know they have some bodies, they have some really great players, including Chris Jones on the defensive line. I do like the Chiefs defense overall, though the first couple weeks has not been their best performances. I don't foresee Atlanta scoring a ton, and then again, on the flip side, like I said, the Chiefs are not going to have that great ground game to go ahead and lean on. They're going to have to rely on Mahomes. Now, it's not a curse to have to rely on the best quarterback in the NFL to throw, but again, it's a really good Falcons secondary. I mean, they got a ton of great play. They got Jesse Bates, they got AJ Terrell, they got Justin Simmons. This is a loaded secondary in Atlanta, and now they had Matthew Judon in the pass rush, he's also getting acclimated to things in Atlanta, although he did play pretty well in week 2. This Falcons defense, Grady Jarrett as well, always solid on the defensive line. This Falcons defense is really, really solid. And going up against the Chiefs team that's banged up. Again, Travis Kelce has not looked great the first couple of weeks, hasn't been targeted a ton. And you have a couple of receivers. And again, I like Rashee Rice. I think Xavier Worthy is going to be pretty good. But a lot of unproven guys at the wide receiver position for Kansas City. Maybe Rashee Rice you can take out of that category. But even still, that means Rice is the only guy in this receiving room, aside from obviously Kelce as well, that you don't really completely trust. Again, the primetime under trend also comes into play here. And look at the insights provided by Outlier. The under has hit in 6 of the Kansas City Chiefs' last 8 games versus top 10 scoring defenses. So pretty good numbers there. I just don't foresee a lot of scoring in this game. Again, the primetime under model continues to show 60% hit rate on these primetime unders over the last 5 years. So really good mark here at the under at 46.5 for minus 110 on FanDuel. Really solid odds. And speaking of FanDuel, guys, we have partnered with FanDuel to bring you guys a very special offer. That's right, guys. Guy Boston Sports and FanDuel Sportsbooks have combined to bring you this very special offer. Use the link down below in the description, and new customers bet $5, get $200 in bonus bets guaranteed. Really solid offer. If you want to bet a couple of these picks, again, you saw that last pick, the under 46.5, minus 110 on FanDuel. You could use your free bonus bets, throw it on there, and make even more money off of free money. Really solid offer there. Again, use the link down below in the description, and new customers who bet $5 get $200 in bonus bets guaranteed. And it doesn't end there. And this offer is only available this weekend, by the way, with the Sunday Ticket package here. You also get 3 weeks free trial with NFL Sunday Ticket by YouTube and YouTube TV. It's a can't-beat offer, guys, and it's only available through September 23rd. So go ahead and take advantage of this incredible offer. Link down below. One more time, I'll say it for the people in the back who weren't listening. New customers, when you use the link down below, bet $5, get $200 in bonus bets guaranteed, and 3-week free trial of Sunday NFL Ticket by YouTube and YouTube TV. Special thank you to FanDuel Sportsbook for partnering with us for today's video. Let's get back to the picks. Looking at player props here, guys. The first player prop I'm targeting is Travis Kelce over 4.5 reception. Again, it's for minus 130 on FanDuel. It's available on multiple other sportsbook for varying odds. I know he struggled so far this year, but I like Travis Kelce in the over. Like we talked about over and over already in this video, the Chiefs are kind of banged up on offense. And without that consistent running game, I think Mahomes is going to have to throw the football a ton in this game if they want to come out on top. Looking at the first 2 weeks of the year for Kansas City, you see a 52% pass rate versus a 48% rush rate, 57 pass plays, against 52 run plays. I think you're going to see the pass plays go a little bit more here in this game. Again, I just don't think they're going to rely on a rookie in Steele and Kareem Hunt, who's been out of here for a while. I just don't foresee them relying on this running game a ton in this game. I see Mahomes throwing this ball 30-plus times. If he's throwing it 30-plus times, you got to assume that Travis Kelce is going to get way more targets than he has in the first 2 weeks. I mean, just from a target share perspective, Isaiah Pacheco is number 2 on this team in target share. Obviously, he is out, which means that Travis Kelce now moves up the totem pole. It's Rashee Rice and Travis Kelce as the 1-2 in terms of Mahomes' top targets. And look, I know the first 2 games of the year has not looked great, but the recent data on this prop, pretty solid. Travis Kelce, 7 of his last 10 games. He's cashed the over, averaging 5.5 receptions per game over his last 10 games. He cashed this over at a 79% hit rate last year, 15 out of 19 games, including the playoffs. He cashed the over, averaging 6.58 receptions per game. And even though there's definitely some regression there for Travis Kelce, I still think he's going to have a pretty solid game here versus Atlanta. The insights provided by Outlier. Travis Kelce has exceeded 4.5 receptions in 7 of his last 8 games on the road, averaging 6.6 receptions per game average over those last 8 road games. And look at the right side of the screen, the matchup here. Now, overall receptions allowed, the Falcons bottom half of the league, giving up 20 receptions per game to opposing teams. But versus tight ends, bottom 5, giving up 6 receptions per game to opposing tight ends. Again, that's bottom 5 in the NFL. So really solid matchup here, I think, for Travis Kelce. And look at another tight end player prop in this game. I like the tight end spots for both sides in this game. We're going Kyle Pitts here, over 39.5 receiving yards. It's available for -106 on FanDuel, also available again on multiple other sportsbook for varying odds. Now, unlike the Travis Kelce prop, the recent data is not good. He's 0-2 so far this season. Even going back to last year, the data here on Kyle Pitts, not fantastic, averaging 32.4 receiving yards per game over his last 10 games. Dating back to last year. Of course, last year they had, going between Desmond Ridder and Taylor Heineke, a lot of uncertainty at the quarterback position. But still, overall last year, despite all that uncertainty, a 53% hit rate on the over, 9 out of 17 games this year. He cashed the over last season, 39.24 receiving yards per game last year. But really, guys, what this bet is all about is the matchup versus a Chiefs defense that through the first 2 weeks has been getting killed by opposing tight ends, and not even really good tight ends. You saw week 1, Isaiah Likely had a massive game versus the Chiefs defense. And then in week 2, Mike Gesicki of the Bengals had a really solid performance. Looking at the matchup on the right side of the screen, like we talked about, the Chiefs pass defense has been the second worst in the NFL through the first 2 games of this year. 31st, they're giving up 265.5 passing yards per game. Again, going up against the Ravens and the Bengals offense is no easy feat for any defense. But versus tight ends in particular, the worst ranked defense right now in the NFL against tight ends, giving up 138 receiving yards per game to the tight end position. That's absolutely asinine at the Chiefs. If the Falcons are smart here, they will utilize Kyle Pitts and they will attack this Chiefs defense with Kyle Pitts. The line's really low here. It's -106. He's going to get 40 receiving yards. Again, he did cash this line at a 53% hit rate overall last year. So I get it. So far this year, 0-2. Not really big performances thus far. But this matchup for the odds they're giving us is too juicy, too good not for me to go ahead and take. So give me Kyle Pitts here, over 39.5 receiving yards for -106 on FanDuel. And for my last pick, guys, one more time, another tight end pick in this game. Again, I love the tight end spots in this game here. We're going Kyle Pitts anytime touchdown. It's available for +220 on FanDuel. Again, like all the other props, available on multiple other sportsbook for varying odds, but FanDuel is giving us the best odds there at +220. Again, one more time, guys, you use that link down below and take that special offer. You can get some free bets to throw right on this very pick. But like I said, the same data I think applies overall. Now the data is even worse on this prop for Kyle Pitts, although he has scored a touchdown this year. You see, so far in 2024, in week 1 versus Pittsburgh, he had 1 touchdown, no touchdowns last week versus the Eagles. So he actually already cashed the over once this year, just an 18% hit rate last year. But again, these touchdown props, you're not going to see higher hit rates like you do in some other spots. His last 10 games, 3 of his last 10 games dating back to last year, he's cashed the over here. But again, it's all about the matchup. Now, overall, the Chiefs defense in terms of touchdowns allowed, just 2 overall. They're not giving up a ton of touchdowns, 2 per game. But versus tight ends, 26th, bottom 6 in the NFL in touchdowns allowed to the tight end position. Again, not a lot to go off of their data-wise, but we've seen the first couple weeks how they struggle against the tight end position, and that could take place here in the red zone as well. I think Kyle Pitts is due to have a really, really big game. This could be the game where all you Kyle Pitts fantasy managers finally say, it's here. It's finally here. I think Kyle Pitts could have a massive game here versus this Kansas City defense that struggled versus the tight end position. I think a touchdown here, anytime touchdown, is a pretty good bet. By the way, guys, if you watch my videos so far, my Sunday Night Football videos for the first couple weeks, I do a giveaway every single week on these anytime touchdown props. So all you have to do is comment Pitts. Comment Pitts down below. And if this touchdown prop hits, one lucky commenter will win a free $20 Amazon gift card. I'll be doing these giveaways every single week for every single anytime touchdown prop I do. So make sure you subscribe and make sure you watch my Sunday Night Football videos to have a chance to win. You can win money on the prop and you can win money on the gift card. So really solid opportunity here, guys. I love the pick here. Plus 220, really good value. All right, guys, those are all 5 picks in this Sunday night game. Again, real quick little recap. Kyle Pitts over 39.5 receiving yards. Travis Kelce over 4.5 receptions. The under 46.5. Atlanta plus 3.5, and Kyle Pitts anytime touchdown. Remember, comment Pitts down below for a chance to win a free $20 Amazon gift card. Guys, that is it for me today. Thank you very much, as always, for watching one more time. Please make sure to hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, and drop a comment down below. Until next week when we're back with another Sunday Night Football picks video, I hope you're all winners. Enjoy Sunday Night Football.